Good day. Welcome once again to Moments with Dr. Steve. I'm Dr. Steve Bonnenberger, and it is a delight to find you and for you to welcome us into your world and your universe. On this day in our world, we get to talk about AkelDeema the Saga. AkelDeema the Saga. It is my opus. It is my Mount Everest of creative work, and I'm so proud of this work. And we invite you to go to stalegius.org and pick up a copy. And today, in our topic of Moments with Dr. Steve, we're going to talk about the story behind the story. We're going to talk about the story behind how this came to being. Well, the truth is, beloved and beautiful people, I fell from grace. And my fall from grace was not a planned event. It did not include a soft landing. It didn't factor in the perishable fragility of my family's emotional well-being. It didn't operate according to any embedded and sort of functional idea that I had in my head. My fall from grace was inelegant, and it heaped misery upon misery. My fall from grace was the highest level imaginable of my soul's incontinence. I leaked pain and suffering and blubbering upon anyone that was within earshot. When a man of a bit of means falls from grace, I cannot speak for women, but when a man of a bit of means falls from grace, the avalanche of rocks and the debris, the wake spills for miles wide and fills canyons deep. AkelDeema the Saga was born of sorrows, and it was nurtured in the deepest of isolation. AkelDeema the Saga came to me over the stretch of time when there was no one near me, and when the world I had known utterly collapsed and then vanished, vanquished and bled of dignity, I began dreaming again. It was the story that had been inside of me. I'd had this story for 10 plus years in fragments. That's how stories come to be. And it really was such a simple tale. It was a mashup. It was a combination. It was a collision, if you will, of two tales. One is F. Scott Fitzgerald's Diamond the Size of the Rich, and the other is Tom Clancy's Sum of All Fears. Fitzgerald told this story of a family that lived upon the bounties of a county that their family had had for generations. It was generational wealth that contained a diamond the size of the Ritz Hotel. And the mountain of wealth brought privilege and political intrigue and uncountable wealth and spoken power to that family. Clancy told this tale of a group of unknowns that sneak a nuclear device into the United States and detonated upon American soil. I loved those tales. I still love those tales. And AkelDeema was born within my mind with the mashup, the collision of those stories. I wanted to tell a story of a family that inherited a broad expanse of land that had holdings that were so dear and so grand in scale that they did not bring blessing, but rather they brought burden to that family and its accountability and its caring for its well-being. I wanted to tell a story of a man whose life was lived in full until he fell from grace. I wanted to tell the story of a group of misfits and renegades and mud hens who come alongside of this man that fell from grace to help him recast first his dignity and then his soul, and then to create a safe space for other humans. AkelDeema the Saga is then that story I've been telling this tale for over 10 years now. I've been writing it for 10 years. It's my belief that I will indeed tell this tale and write this tale in a variety of settings and formats and forums and broadcast it to people for the remaining days of my life. My hope is that the tale becomes eternal and generational, like Clancy's tale has become and like Fitzgerald's tales have become. Remember this as you go about your day. All of us then fall from grace. All of us then fall from grace. Now and then, God decides to rescue some of us. All of us then fall from grace. Now and then, God decides to rescue some of us. Now and then, a rare, scant few of us permit him to do so. On this day, seek, find, and receive the amazing grace of God. Go to stalegius.org, pick up a copy of Kingdom Builders. You can make a contribution then as well to our ministry and our teaching and help us tell this tale and send it across the great, great generational divides and cultural divides that are amongst us. We are building a global cultural conversation. We invite you to join the chat. Till next time, I'm Dr. Steve Bonnenberger, and this is Moments with Dr. Steve. Travel far.